I'm creating a lot of content and I'm utilizing tools online like Adobe Express, Photoshop, but they have their own limitations. They're a great program, but for example, Express a little bit not so intuitive to use. AI feels like it's patch over. Hard work with the text. Photoshop, it's nice, but I have a limitation on storage because I'm creating so much content. What if I build solution around my own problems about what I want to solve here? And for this, I decide to use it Agentic AI. In this video, I want to show you this tool it's built because I think it's become way better than I expected. And it's grew up from one teeny tiny applications. Some case I think work better than Photoshop, deeply integrated with AI engines on your own computer with ComfyUI or remotely through API, wherever you decide. It's huge flexibility. Besides, allowed you to use it your own workflows from ComfyUI inside the applications. And best of all, it's all free and you can download it down below a link from GitHub, install it and run on your local computer or on a server. First, what you want to do, it's downloaded source code. This is located on a GitHub. Again, link down below. And if you're downloading, start. Just right there, click on this teeny tiny star. See, right now it's so lonely, it's needing your support. You're going down here and you can just click and copy the path of the GitHub. Copy our path. Next, you want to go ahead and navigate to the directory where you're going to install. I'm using the Windows 11. So I'm just going in File Manager, press Command Prompt and type right here git clone and copy. You do need to have a git install. Link for installer will be down below in descriptions, and this is straight for installing for the Mac or PC. So after this, we'll just click enter, and right here you can see it is done downloading very fast. Next, you're going inside the folder, and you notice right here it's have it startup, it's have it install. In this case, I would recommend you just to go to refer these documentations, because down below here it's explain everything how to do and install it. After you finish install it, just click on the start batch file and its application should be run with no problem. First screen when you have it, it will be like this with first time setup wizard. For now, I just recommend click this on an X to close it. You can always open this in configurations. Then you will have this nice screen, which way you can create your own project, see what project you already done, or some recommended templates. Head and start with custom. I'll just go 1080 by 1080. We'll go create design. And we have our work table. So in the middle, we have our canvas. Inside the canvas, it's very same things. You can just click and drag, run, hold down space bar, all key binding similar to all other applications. I did not try to make anything weird, unusual. You maybe want to change screen to the like black dark mode, and you can go click on a hub. It will extend it. Right here in the settings, we'll go to the preferences, and inside the preference, we can go and modify all of those setup. Let me take you a little bit through the setup so you kind of see what's going on. First, let's go in a workspace, and right here you can modify your themes colors. I'm just going to switch to the dark mode and save our configurations. And if we're going first, it's ComfyUI. Here you will select all your information that you needed. If you're running your local ComfyUI, or example, you may running on a different computers, you can also connect to ComfyUI. Here, put it your key or additional installation. So it's a straightforward installing. This is for also you can specify for your folders, your workflows if you're using here as well, and it's actually will tell you if it's fine and if installations is correct. If not, you can also install directly from the applications that ComfyUI. So it can do all of you if you for some reason missing here. This you can have it just information what you have it, what bundle included, what missing. And also notice there is a models, so it's search and say which models you have it. If you utilize ComfyUI, it's using almost all of this. Is the Excel, Flux, Clean, everything. What it does, it's actually taking the workflows that come with your latest versions of the ComfyUI, pull them and utilize here all of those. If model is missing, of course, it will download it. And it also can go on your personal workflow folder and pull out all those templates from there. So you can use them as well. Of course, if you access to online services, it will have it access here as well. Anytime when you have it, the help file is here and we can enable. So let's go to look on AI services. These AI services, we can create a 3D images with this, and let's have it mesh it triple high item 3D. I do prefer using the high item 3D. I will show you a little bit more about this, how we can use it, because it's kind of you have it way more options we can actually create here and create much cleaner models. Down below, we also have it ability to Stability AI, OpenAI, Banana Dev, Google, all of this. You can put it your key, API key if you have it. If you're using your OLlama local, you can put it in and what model you're using. OLlama or other models which using, if you utilize VLM, the model for the visual language as well, it also can provide critique on your images. Cloud and storage, here you have options to work directly with Google. Right now I have built with a Google, but it's not yet fully authorized applications. I need pay money them for this. It's by the way, it's the reason why I say, hey, if you want to support it, but you can have your own. And if you're interested how you can set up this, again, be sure to check my another channel where I'm teaching all about agentic programming, models, AI, but it's a little bit more in hands-on kind of developing. I'll put a link to my new channel down below. And if you're interested, subscribe. And you have it options here, Google, Dropbox, One, so all of these different solutions. This is nice because you can store all your content remotely where you want it. And next, we already look on this content we created. After this, you can save it, and this is persistent, it's saved. You have two modes, hybrid save or local. So it's meaning it can save on a server if you're somewhere established, or can save on your local computer. On the top bar, we have it all our normal access. This is same tools that you find on a sidebar if you need it. And by the way, beside using your sidebar, if you right click anyway, you can see right here, all these tools can be easy access by right click. Down below our bar, let's close our hub. We have this kind of tool options, and they are changed depending on what tool you're selecting, so you can see the changing. We also have it options top changing. Left, it's our tools, which is have it our general canvas modifications. We have it our retouch healing brush, text, shapes, and I create shapes again, was working around what I needed. Like I needed errors, and I don't like to create those errors over and over and over again. So I just says, hey, how about we just create this shape tool? And as we're creating shape tool, you'll notice you have your normal drag, flip, you have your control twist. You also have all these properties on your right side. They can go modify here. Double time click will reset them. You have options for the fill. We can work with the gradients, solid colors. You can enable strokes. All of these options for the work. By the way, it will be exactly the same like for the text, objects, whatever you're going to use. So they're utilizing here as well. Well, opacity, you're blending different mode, alignments, and additional adjustments if you want levels, curves for this if you need right here, so you can create. Next to this, just overall showing here, you have your layers, your adjustment layer for the selected layer. You have your history undo redo, color profiles. We have additional swatches if you're creating, the brush sizes, have your channels. If you want to work on just specific one channel, you can adjust those channels here. This is a global kind of tools that we're going to create. Our canvas preview, I leave it canvas preview because when I work on the thumbnails, I want to see like smaller size. So it's what I'm utilizing here as well. And also they will change depending on what we select. And of course you have your all layers, so you can modify your layers. You can clip them, set as a parent, remove it, working with some special adjustments, hide them, so they don't display, or lock them if you need it. Just every options like normal you find on the layers here. Let's go back to our left side. I'll show you before, yes, we have a text, and this is actually what the frustration was with other one, and I decided to switch because many times I just want to create this. So we have our typography you can change as well very fast, or add more new ones. You can just upload it, which text you like it, and use it. Font, this one presets. I did this honestly for myself because many times I just needed to use it as a sticker to put it over text. Very fast and easy to modify. And of course, you can change all of these presets, which is save neon type or other. It's just general, very fast, very easy way to create. And I'm surprised in other applications I had a hard time to do this. You have your readability. We can play around with all these presettings if you need it. Obviously, we have our appearance, our different type of blend mode if we need to do whatever you want to modify here, our adjustments, alignments. On most, you'll see convert to 3D. So this has allowed us to actually take these applications or whatever layer and make 3D model out of this. Well, we'll come back when we go more to AI. We have our also adjustment layer. So from here, you can add additional just like brightness and contrast layer. Okay, where's my brightness contrast? Right here, my brightness contrast. You can reposition, or sometimes you just don't need it to do this. And we can modify some settings on this channel as well. Below you have pen tool, and the pen tool is actually very useful when you're going to create any shapes like mask. We also have our painting tool. You have different galleries, and you'll notice right here we have our galleries where we can share. We can have it personal, and share is between different users on the same machine or on the same server. You can do this. You can import your libraries. Hybrid storage, it will save on like a Dropbox, Google Drive, wherever you want it. So I'm going, and for example, I just double click. Oops. Let's go adjust this one and just select from RS1 image. Next, we have video. This is, I wish that option was in another ones because it doesn't. But many times what I do, I need to extract one frame from the video, and it's take so many hoops I need to jump to do this. Here, you just click on video, then you start watching video as you're going to progress right here. This frame, select, capture frame, done. There you go. Now you have your frame, you can use it. And you remember I told about 3D. This one is what make different, again, another cool stuff. So let's see how fast it is actually object we created from image before. But let me go and select something else. So we'll go 3D. I think this one. Yeah. Okay, so this is 3D. It's actually created from this application. You can zoom in and out. We can also just, let's make it a little bit bigger. Position. For example, I position this way. Yes, add to the canvas. Position like right there. But I don't like it. For example, we import it's like flat image. We can save it, which is nice. The shadows doesn't match and position. So I'm just double time click, reposition this person here. Let's click on a light. I'll increase maybe like right there. Blur. Let's go do this way. Lighting. I think it's lighting coming from this direction. Yeah, kind of like this. Cast intensity. Let's reduce almost like nothing there. And local. Yeah, we'll just do this way. There you go. Like this. I think this is work better. Let's click update and see what's happening. It is updated our model directly. So I like to work because I can create product. I can create models, anything, and just adjust very fast inside here. And it's ready. So you have a 2D images from 3D. I don't think Adobe Express Photoshop can do this, but at least personal for me, this is a one I wanted very, very much, this one. Okay, let me destroy some of those, clean up my workspace. Generated images, it's what we created. By the way, this is all generated with AI inside, some generated with ComfyUI, some online tools. Okay, let's go next. This is our templates. Like when you pre-create something, you can save in those templates. You can see up front when you're loading. These tools, it's our generative AI. And based on what you select, yours menu obviously change. For example, we can go to Stability AI. Right now, I don't have API connected to this. Okay, I just jumped online. So yes, the one you saw before, it's running on my local computer. And this one is run on my local computer. This one, I actually installed server and I run online. It's what I'm using here. So let's go to our ComfyUI. If you run locally, we'll go to stability, and you can see because I have API keys installed, it's here. And you'll notice we can generate image, we can erase, we can pay in painting, expand canvas, all of these different things we can create, and we can click generate. So it's actually now through API. We'll go to stability AI. Here go. We have it output. We can just go take and place it inside. If you also utilize Llama, ChatGPT, Gemini, or as I said before, with your own ComfyUI, you need to run on your local computer. And the same, you have your prompts, resolution of the images. If you need, select here. There are also connections. Tunnel is work. I have a very cool video about if you need to utilize tunnels, local web connections. There's access. And down below here, you'll have it your workflows, which one you want to select. So this is kind of a little bit more options, but because on your local machine, you have more flexibility on what workflows you want to use it. Okay, let's go ahead. Down below, this is our workflows that you can see. You can select what you have it. You can add generative image to image in painting. So right there, this is already preloaded. And you can also, well, right now it's kind of not responding, so we don't pull out the latest. And also you can add your own folder here in the settings, read your workflows. So this is kind of nice because I like to design those heavy, big workflows, and now I can utilize them directly in my image editing applications. Let's go ahead, add to canvas. We'll just place it right there. Next, we'll select. If we scroll down, you can also right here have it convert to 3D. You can go both one way or another. And as we control it, we need to select properly layers. And for me, I'm going to use it 3D, high item 3D, because I kind of like them best. It's take a little bit time to create it, so I think it's good time right now to hear a little bit more about what High Items 3D can do. My name is Vladimir Chopin, and I'm a digital creator. I'm also a traditional artist. I still paint with normal oil. I still sculpting. I do enjoy creating with AI now, all these models. Cool when I can take what is creating virtually nobody else have it and create a very unique, very unusual elements. The best of all, I know that nobody else have what I just created. Personally, I'm advocating for high item 3D. You definitely can see the different inequality it's produced. And you can see this real physical results that you can actually hold in your hand when you print it. I mean, this is unbelievable, guys. Okay, so we can right here, you can see it sent our image and it's processing. And after a short wait, we have it our image. So we can go actually open here, and you can see we create our 3D dog from the models that we can position, update view, and there. Because I like this way that I can just very simple, just go and model, create image with my own services. I don't need work to pay for usage. Okay, down below, we have it also our crop tool, drops, and this is all standard. There are a few more things I want to show you before I'll kind of hand to you and you can go test. It is, if you are developing, you sometimes will need to have grids. So if you click right there, you can have it all of these different grids. You have it your borders you can select. Again, I did just for myself what I usually use it, and I want to see all these layouts. They won't be saved. They just overlay for you as you work. And as a save, if you can click on export right here, you can find all of these presets or original side. You can export all what you needed: PNG, JPEG, PDF, zip, HTML, JSON, and HTML. I mean, you can export in all different formats as you want. Well, this is all what I want to show you about these applications. Remember, these applications is built from scratch. It's built with using AI Agentic. If you want to learn more how to do this, subscribe to my another channel. I'll put a link to the channel down below or in a corner. And of course, if you want to support, please do by subscribe channel, like, share this video, post your comments, and if you decide to buy the drink to me, more than welcome. Thank you for watching this video. We'll see you next time. Bye.